Madagascar is the fourth largest island in the world. It contains some of the most bizarre plants and animals found anywhere on the planet. Some call it the eighth continent, some call it the lost continent. I call it Eden. Madagascar. Welcome to an island so rich in wildlife, they're still discovering species. Having separated from the African mainland over 400 million years ago, Madagascar has evolved like no place on planet Earth. You've got rainforests, spiny forests, plants that heal, plants that kill. In other words, buckle up. This is going to be fun. We're heading for the northeast corner of the island and the Masuala Peninsula. It's remote, it's tough to get to, it's full of surprises, and it's as wild as nature gets. This is the coastal town of Maransetra, the gateway for any excursion into the Masuala rainforest. A big part of life here evolves around the sea, and my first stop just happens to be along these shores. I've decided to start off this journey with a bit of a twist. The Malagasy people believe that the forests are full of all kinds of spirits, both good spirits and evil spirits. So my guide Armin here has given me a hand by getting me to a local traditional doctor. And hopefully my visit with that doctor will cleanse me of any evil spirits for my onward journey. Wish me luck. Now, where we are heading is not on many tourist maps. I mean, this is deep jungle. And it may be a coincidence, but on our way to see the doctor, we spotted a creature steeped in superstitions. Wow. Holy mackerel. This is the largest chameleon in the world. It's called a Parsons chameleon. Some believe to touch or to have your shadow fall on a chameleon can bring bad luck, disease, or death. Some are even convinced if you look a chameleon in the eye, you'll be cursed for life. And they've got the ability to look forward and backward at the same time, their eyes as if they're in little turrets. And they've got a tongue that's almost as long as their body. Check this out. This guy has spotted his prey. And as he approaches, he sways his body back and forth to look like a leaf blowing in the wind, so he isn't seen. And when he's ready, he attacks. And dinner is served. Well, if any of the superstitions are true, I'm in dire need of a witch doctor. Time to find out if my spirit is good or bad.
Buonasera.
Buonasera. Buonasera. Meet Zeno. She has tribal knowledge that's been passed down for generations. She is the only one who can rid my body of its evil spirits.
When she was jerking like that, she was allowing the spirit to enter her body.
In a full trance, she has connected to the spirit world. It's through this other world my spirit will be revealed.
The spirit that has entered her, the name of that spirit is Manungri, which means the boxer.
Apparently, the spirits have spoken.
I've just been informed that it's all good news, which in Malagasy is Vovo Chara. Vovo Chara, all good news. I'm good to go. Whoa!
It's time for my next adventure. I'm headed for one of the greatest natural experiences on the planet. A life experience that is unbelievable. I have arrived in the village of Andesabe Perene, which is just outside of the Andesabe National Park, the location of my next quest.
Another early morning, but I don't want to miss anything. At the end of this trail is a life experience that is unbelievable. Follow me.
I'm headed for one of the greatest natural experiences on the planet, literally. It's so good, I put it on par with the songs of the humpback whale.
We're getting closer.
We are in search of the Indri, the largest species of lemur on the island. But the thing about the Indri is you don't really look for them with your eyes. You hunt them with your ears.
The Indri is the only one that sings. All the other lemurs burp or belch or otherwise bark. But this lemur sings. Up here.
Now, tracking anything in the rainforest is difficult, but here, surprises are everywhere.
And we were coming down the trail and we encountered a creature that's incredibly rare, found only in Madagascar, and you're looking at it right now. You can't see it? Well, it's right here.
This is called a leaf-tailed gecko, and their ability to camouflage is legendary. Typically, these lizards will spend the day hiding like this, making themselves practically invisible.
You know, when you look at it this close, it looks like it's got a beard, and the beard appears to be made out of moss. And when I compare it to the moss that I grabbed off the branch nearby, it's virtually identical. It's perfectly designed to blend in like moss with the tree that it's sitting on. It's amazing.
We've now been hiking through these woods for several hours, and suddenly we think we've hit the jackpot.
The moment has come. There are Indri right above us. We've done it. We found our first group of Indri.
It looks like we found a typical family unit, which usually consists of 3 to 5 individuals.
So this will be Mom, Dad, and the kids. It's a family group of Indri.
Another interesting fact, they are the only lemur without a long tail. They are also unbelievable clingers and leapers because of their long frog-like hind limbs. And another cool fact, the volume of their sound is the loudest of any mammal on the planet.
The locals call him Babakutu, which means man of the forest. According to legend, a young boy got lost in the forest. His father, distressed, went out looking for the boy. He became lost too. The whole village then went out looking for these two lost individuals and found them, but they had changed into Indris. Babakuto. And the call that we're waiting for is the call of the father looking for his lost son. That's what we're listening for now.
With their supersized vocal sacs, these living, breathing, air raid sirens can be heard for miles. Overwhelming experience. I think I'm just gonna sit down right here and take it all in for a while. Now that's a hard act to follow. Well, the hunt is on to find the extremely rare red-ruffed lemur.
There it is.
It's time for my next adventure. The place we are about to see is like the land of the lost.
There are rainforests, and then there are rainforests. This could be the granddaddy of them all. It's said that this is one of the only primary rainforests that reaches down to the ocean. If you have one rainforest experience to put on your bucket list, this just might be it.
The search is on. The air is muggy. Forest thick with bush. Sounds everywhere. This is the perfect place for my next adventure. Today's mission: to find the extremely rare red-ruffed lemur. But this is not going to be easy, since they are few in numbers and live high up in the trees. But overhead isn't the only place you'll find life. In Madagascar, even the ground moves.
Look at this, look at this, look at this. This is a tenrec. It's the most ancient mammal found in Madagascar. It's actually related to shrews. It's an insectivore. What a little cutie. Oh, he just impaled me with one of his modified hairs. They're actually just like little porcupine quills. They're barbed hairs, and that's their method of defense. Totally unique to Madagascar, found nowhere else in the world. Wow. Oh, oh, ah.
Okay, time to get back to business, to find the extremely rare red-ruffed lemur. This lemur is a strange and exotic sight that very few have ever seen in the wild. It is critically endangered, occupying a small area of the Maswala rainforest.
We're getting closer.
And then, after miles of Madagascar jungle, jackpot!
Wow, that's them. Right there, three of them. This is fantastic. They're right there, hardly 50 meters away.
A officially on the endangered species list, there may be less than 500 of these lemurs still in the wild, making this sighting even more spectacular.
You have to come here to see it. There's no other place in Madagascar. It's highly restricted. It's a very rare animal. It spends 90% of its time high up in the forest. Fantastic lemur watching. This is one of the prettiest of all the lemurs. It's almost like a child's toy. Their ears look like they've been glued on with crazy glue. They look like teddy bear ears. Their eyes are wide open and alert, as if they've had way too much coffee in the morning. They have a very limited habitat span. They're only found in primary forest, and they're only found way up in the canopy, usually far out of the distance from where you can easily spot them. We've been incredibly lucky today to have them this low. And the reason why they're down this low is because they're feeding on fig. And fig blooms all the way down the trunk of the tree. To see this particular species of lemur, to see it so well, to see it in this forest, it's a life dream come true. For me, this is absolutely profound. I can't tell you how excited I am. We're about to go 10 stories down into there in search of the croc caves of Ankarana. Very large, very heavy croc. Over there it is. Back home, we have millipedes in our backyard. They're usually about this big. Let me show you a Madagascar millipede. Huge. Here they're called Ancrolevita. Look at the size of this thing. I think I'll just return this guy back to the forest.
I'm walking through a 150 million year old block of limestone.
Woo!
Well, it was a block until 2 meters of rain a year went to work, creating a forest of spires called Singi.
Nice. Check this out. Down there are a series of cracks, canyons, and caves like no other landscape in the world. We're about to go 10 stories down into there in search of the croc caves of Ankarana.
What's that? Crocs don't live in caves? Well, you're right for the most part. But this is an extremely rare and genetically modified specialist. Thousands of years in the making, and we're going to find it.
This is very exciting. We are right into the limestone structure. The Singi are located way above us, and our guides tell me that we could paddle for a full day into this entire formation and still not reach the end.
We have literally entered a different world.
As you're going along, you have to watch your head all the time. Stalactites hanging down.
Down in this dark, dank subway system, untold forms of life exist. From numerous species of bats to blind shrimp, even eels as thick as my leg.
It's kind of creepy.
And we've decided to get out of the boat to search on foot for the crocs. It's hard to believe anything exists down here, especially crocodiles who love heat. So, how do they survive in this dark place? Somehow they have evolved, since this is apparently the only spot in the world where crocs live in caves.
Look at this, look at this, look. So you can see just down from here where the croc has come up, this is no small animal, and the weight of the croc imprinted perfectly the scale marks on the underside of the foot. And the best track right here, the hind foot. Very large, very heavy croc. Thought I'd come over here and see if I could do some quiet crocodile watching by myself. I'm just gonna find a spot here on the sandbank, overlooking the edge here. And maybe Maybe the croc will appear and I'll get lucky. Actually, you know what? Maybe what I'll do is just turn off these lights and I'll sit here in the pitch black for a while. I think that's long enough. I don't really need to sit here in the dark waiting for a croc. Time to go. We have traveled upstream a long way, and the currents just started to get awkward, and there were several shallow spots, and we were getting grounded repeatedly. Whew. Suddenly, oh, over there it is. I see it. Flashlight picked up the eye shine of one of the crocs. Came around the corner, the croc disappeared. I thought it was gone. We maneuvered the boat around this rock island here, managed to land it. We snuck over, sinking almost up to our knees in the mud. And hardly a body length away, the croc was there in the water, looking at us, looking at him.
Now this croc may not look too different, but what you are seeing right now is perhaps the rarest croc sighting in the world. Not to mention, we had to travel for miles in a dark, creepy cave to find it.
These are my heroes of the day.
You're the winner!
It is right up there. What an experience. This trip to Madagascar has shown me just how incredibly special this place is. Of all the places I've been, this is one of the places that I would definitely call an Eden. I'll be back. I think I have to have a toast. The sun is setting, it's a gorgeous day. I've got some of the local rum and a banana leaf cup. Traditional way to drink the rum. Toast, Madagascar. Vovochara, vovochara. Good to go.